Next, from the vault, Central Illinois waits. Will screens go dark for Y2K? What some people did to prepare. Plus, moving day in Monticello. A city saves a historic landmark. And
they're so adorable. I just really loved it.
Babies vie for a spot in the crawl of fame with cash and prizes on the line. All that and the buffalo roam free on the Illinois plains one last time. Next, from the vault.
The stories that made news and made history, the places that matter to us, and the people who make Central Illinois home. Join us from the vault.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Metcalf. Thanks for joining us. Would it be the end of the world as we knew it? That was the question on everyone's mind as Central Illinois prepared for Y2K. Y2K was a technical glitch. Some computers couldn't handle the transition from 1999 to 2000 due to limitations in their programming. There was concern how that would impact major services like utilities, banking, and more. Here's Channel 3's Matt Olson.
I think there's a bigger danger in folks overreacting than there is in a potential problem itself.
The dire Y2K predictions aren't tough to find. Just get in front of a computer, the very device behind this whole millennium mess, and click around the always freewheeling web. A plunge into darkness, societal collapse, World War III, alarming New Year scenarios for sure. Now back in real non-cyber Central Illinois, fears exist that come January 1st, we're heading back to life in the elements. The perceived need, gear for survival.
There's a range from mild caution to kind of what if, and I don't want to be caught without syndrome, all the way to, oh my God, the worst is going to happen.
I've had some folks come in and look at, 0-degree sleeping bags. It's not necessarily going to be that cold in your house, or lots of freeze-dried food.
How much?
$200 worth.
Not that you shouldn't prepare for Y2K. Barbara Payne is executive director of Champaign's Red Cross chapter, which has taken a leading role in educating the public on Y2K and its possible effects. Payne predicts Y2K's impact will be relatively minor and temporary, an opinion not shared by everyone the Red Cross tries to inform.
Yes, we are seeing a lot of that overreaction and a little paranoia, and that's what we want to squelch, because we want people to approach it very practically.
It's highly unlikely you'll need to spend your New Year's Day holed up in one of these, but then again, it's also possible the Y2K consequences may be more than minor. And many suggest it's like preparing for a winter storm, except you know exactly when this storm will hit.
A sensible approach would be to prepare just like you would for a normal winter.
Living in weather-hardened Central Illinois, you probably already have enough canned food, bottled water, and clothing layers to rough it if the power is out and the tap is dry for a few days. Most feel that scenario is improbable, but if you disagree, local outfitters carry water purifiers, camping stoves, and non-perishable food.
And then the old standby beef jerky.
And that too, but the most valuable Y2K preparation?
Common sense we always want you to use, but this time use a little extra dose of that common sense.
And here's hoping it's not in short supply on January 1st. In Champaign, Matt Olson, Channel 3 News.
Most of the reporting done by Channel 3 that year indicates that most folks weren't frightened of Y2K. They were, however, cautious, stocking up just in case. Well, technology can be both a blessing and a curse. Did you know that more and more children under the age of 12 now own cell phones? That was a pattern set back in the 1990s as parents struggled whether to let their children have cell phones and pagers. Here's WCIA's Lisa Braxton.
Eyes and nose out of that one. Pam Horn has her hands full 5 days a week, providing daycare to 6 active children. She works 10-hour days preparing meals and caring for this lively brood. Horn says there's no way she can leave the house to track down her 16-year-old son, Nicholas, so she picks up the phone and calls his beeper.
It keeps me in touch with them at all times, and I carry one also when I'm out so that they can reach me at any point.
Horn is far from alone in going high-tech to keep track of her teenager. Phone stores like Cellular One say both parents and children are a large part of their clientele this holiday season.
Well, they tell us right away they want to get a pager for, their son or daughter and keep in touch with them, and, they just want a basic pager.
Blackwell says if you're shopping for a pager for your child, a basic numeric pager that shows the number called from may be best. Voicemail pagers are popular too. Some recent recipients of pagers say they can't imagine life without them.
What's a better way than, to have a pager, to locate them? I mean, because parents these days don't know where their kids are most of the time.
And pagers aren't the only devices in demand. Nicole Testery says she and her mother share a cell phone to keep track of each other.
I can get a hold of her when I want to. I don't have to, if she's not at work or something, I don't have to try and track her down. I can just call the cell phone.
Simpler times back in the days when cell phones just made phone calls. Getting your news on the web, a new way to stay informed. That's later. Plus, a happy ending as a specially trained life-saving pet comes home.
Now the Channel 3 News, prepared by Downstate Illinois' largest television news team. Brought to you by the American National Bank, Country Fair Shopping Center, Champaign. By IGA, the people who are putting you first. By the Central Illinois Pontiac dealers. By the Orrin Tamer dealers in your area. By Woolahan Lumber. And by Evolution Electronics in the Country Fair Shopping Center.
From the Vault, celebrating the rich heritage of Central Illinois. Sponsored by Sunset Funeral Homes. Remember, celebrate, heal.
The pioneer spirit lives on in Illinois, celebrating our state's favorite son. But we're not the only ones who can claim a Lincoln legacy. Back in 1993, a group from Kentucky caused quite the stir when they retraced Lincoln's life on horseback and covered wagon. Jody Lyon filed this report from near Arthur.
Coming round the bend near Arthur, nearly 70 people who make up the Lincoln Wagon Train.
It's a nice ride. Just to be able to say, I followed the Lincoln Trail on horseback. It's just a pleasure to do it.
It started back in 1990 when Kenneth Riddle got the idea to travel from Abraham Lincoln's birthplace in Hodgenville, Kentucky, to his tomb in Springfield, Illinois. Every year since then, he and others take a week-long trip in Lincoln's tracks.
Well, it goes back, shows the way they used to travel years ago, and you get it, once started, get on it, and get it in your blood. It's just like it's more a hobby, and it's just something for us old ones to do.
Living conditions on the road are a little crude, but the travelers say the people of Illinois
They're getting better all the time.
have been kind enough to provide lodging on their farms along the way. As for slow progress,
it's not like in a car going down the road 90 to 80 mile an hour. You don't zip by. You just go slow. You see everything, and like I say, people stand out on the road hollering at you. It's exciting.
the wagon train travels at a rate of 25 miles each day with a rest stop here and there. But on Friday, they'll reach their final destination, Lincoln's tomb, bringing an end to the 4-year trek.
I'd like for it to go on another month or two, but we've gone from the cradle to the grave, so we'll have to finish it there at the grave, I guess.
But until then, it's happy trails for the Lincoln Wagon Train.
From the Vault, 1989, the buffalo roams Central Illinois one more time. It was like a scene out of Wild West film after 11 buffalo, cows and calves, broke free from their pens at a Westville farm. They made their way through the corn and soybean fields, refusing to be led back home. Authorities took most of the day to round them up. Animals have a mind of their own, and when given the chance, they may just wander off. But will they come back? Tricia Witkenack-Shepard has the story of a miraculous reunion that came just in time for one Central Illinois family whose dog could mean the difference between life and death.
The 240-pound mastiff that wandered for 3 days and 3 nights was spotted lumbering through this field. A bank customer who had seen her picture on the news told police.
I just saw it. I guess it was just luck, really. I was looking for it because it sounded to me like the family really needed that pet.
The Arnolds had been searching night and day for Jean-Luc. The companion dog alerts them to their son Sean's seizures in time to get him medicine. The town's police chief and an area farmer knew how crucial this dog was and went on a rescue mission.
We got out in four-wheel drive, went out into the field, and basically got alongside him. He was so tired, he just kind of plopped right down, and it took both of us to lift him up in because he weighed 250 pounds. He was absolutely huge.
Then, with anxious companion Sean waiting at a distance, Jean and Teresa Arnold pulled up to the scene.
Jean-Luc!
The Arnolds say it felt like finding a lost child.
I'm so happy to see her, and she's happy to see us.
One of the rescuers helped the family rush Jean-Luc to the University of Illinois Medical Clinic. Now the family is giving thanks for the prayers and efforts of strangers.
It's been a wide community effort. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
All those who helped make this amazing reunion happen won't soon forget it.
You know, it really touched you. And when you saw her reunite with their dog, that meant so much to them. So it was great.
Shawnee said, you have to pray for my puppy. I love her so much, you have to bring her home.
Now his prayer is being answered just in time for the holiday.
Best Thanksgiving I ever had.
In Thomasboro, Tricia Witkenack, the Channel 3 News at 10.
That is a lot of love. Now, all good owners will invest a lot of love and time in their pets. But when you take Fido and Fluffy out on the road for competition, that takes the commitment to a whole new level. Every year, the Illini Cat Club hosts a cat show. WCIA photojournalist Tim Jayberg caught up with the show in 2003.
We got more than 200 cats here from all over the country. We have judges from all over the country. People can come and see any one of 31 different breeds I think we have entered.
This is a ruddy Abyssinian. As you can see, it's a very beautiful russet color. These are ticked cats, which means that they have more than 3 or 4 bands of color. Beautiful blue collar with a blush beige undercoat.
It's really fun to be able to tell people what this breed is and what that breed is and explain the different characteristics of those breeds.
I've been to one other cat show. You know, we're just going for the fun. We don't expect to win. But we were very, very pleased and surprised.
I like being able to share all the information about the cats and all the purebred cats. It's really fun to be able to tell people what this breed is and what that breed is and explain the different characteristics of those breeds.
I've had a ball. I love looking at the cats. Everybody's very friendly. They're wanting to tell you about their cats, and you know, it's just been wonderful.
Cats aren't the only ones competing for cash. Babies are too. We'll get out the racing diapers coming up. Plus, a treasured landmark makes its way very carefully to a new home. From the Vaults, 1989 at the Lions Club in Villa Grove brings an iconic symbol of the city's history to Henson Park. Using a giant hoist, the Lions moved this caboose to its new home. You can see the Chicago and Eastern Illinois logo on the side there. Members said it was important that the city remember its railroading heritage. Union Pacific donated the old car, which has since been restored. The railroad shaped the landscape and our history here in central Illinois. So when the city of Monticello needed space, rather than getting rid of their old train station, they decided instead to save it. Channel 3's Keith Anderson shows us how. From the Vault, 1987.
Inching its way 8 blocks in about 4 hours, a piece of Piatt County history found a new home. The old Monticello train depot, built just before the turn of the century, negotiated the turns of downtown and dodged the power lines overhead. The whole excursion has a price tag of around $17,000.
The city's paying for about half of it. We got a real break from Illinois Power and GT as far as doing their work at cost.
But Gortner says Centel charged them full price with no negotiation. He says their bill alone for moving cables was twice what IP and GTE charged. This moving day gathered quite a crowd. School children looked on along with old-timers who were part of the depot's history.
I used to ride this out of here to Decatur, and then we'd ride it out of here to Chicago.
And in 43, I got a chance to ride it out and go serve Uncle Sam.
Something new for them to see, though. You don't very seldom see a depot going down the streets. But every place I work at, we usually have an audience.
The depot was finally guided to its final resting place in nearly flawless style.
I guess we pushed some lights out of the way a little bit, once or twice.
The Depot Association says the renovation will begin right away with volunteer labor and donated materials. Still, they expect to spend about $50,000 to get the job done, and they hope to have the exterior finished in time for the Monticello Sesquicentennial this July. Keith Anderson, Channel 3 News, Monticello.
Moving the station had an added benefit, bringing guests closer to the Monticello Railway Museum and the Nelson's Crossing train yard just up the tracks. Still to come, get ready to lock down those Pampers. We're going full throttle at the Diaper Derby next. Plus, a visit to the slow lane, inching along to victory.
The stories and people you remember from Central Illinois. Once again, From the Vault with Matt Metcalf.
Come on, Speeder! Come on!
The pressure's on for these agile annelids. WCIA at the 1978 worm races in Decatur. Every child's chosen worm had to wiggle its way out of the center circle to win. Some worms were more motivated than others.
What's the secret to getting your worm to move fast?
Got to bang on the table and call out for him, tell him to hurry up.
In addition to banging and shouting, the kids were also able to smooth the way with saliva. Another equally unpredictable competition, baby racing. PM Magazine's Steve Traynor has all the coos and ahs from the Diaper Derby.
They were just so precious. They were so adorable. I just really loved it.
I thought it was really fun, and the babies were so cute.
It was just a riot.
Babies, sweet, cuddly babies, doing what they do best, crawling in the 3rd annual Carson Peary Scott Diaper Derby. Each little darling races in heats determined by age. The challenge is to be the first toddler to snake their way across the finish line on all fours. Walking or running results in immediate disqualification, but that shouldn't be a problem in today's race. Here, moms double as coaches, using anything from jangling keys to downright bribery to earn parental bragging rights. A standing room only crowd filled the children's department for this crawl to glory, as 8 of the fastest bouncing babies who won their respective heats squared off for the coveted Diaper Derby Championship. May the best baby win. This year's winners, 8-month-old Rashad Stewart and 10-month-old Julie Dobb, may soon be destined for the Crawl of Fame. Unfortunately, the thrill of victory was not shared by all. Some racers started strong, but soon lost their forward momentum, while others couldn't get started at all.
Well, we're real disappointed about our outcome in this race. We trained real hard for it. Steve's been through the Diaper Derby circuit, you know, and we thought he was really prepared for this race. And we were kind of concerned when he started getting, you know, facial hair and a deep voice from the steroids he was getting. But we'll keep trying, and maybe next time we'll win.
Don't be too discouraged, Dad. With this kind of racing experience, your little toddler may soon grow up to be another Carl Lewis or Mary Decker Slaney. And who knows? Today the Diaper Derby, tomorrow the Olympics.
Get your modem connected. We're celebrating a new way to stay connected at the turn of the century when we come back. Remember when the internet was new? WCIA was there with WCIA Online. Everything you need at the speed of dial-up. It's From the Vault, 1999.
We're online 24 hours a day. The people you know, the people you trust. News.
Carry guns while committing crime will face more time in prison.
Entertainment.
www.
Weather.
By midweek, that front will push up.
And sports.
Mark McGwire's seen his share of highs and lows this season.
When you want it, when you need it. Our hometown is now your home page on the World Wide Web. WCIA.com.
Amazing to think how far we've come, huh? Thanks for joining us from the Vault. I'm Matt Metcalf. We'll see you next time.